Hello everybody, this is Mr. Rob and welcome back to another episode of the Los Angeles Clippers MyNBA series here on NBA 2K24. We've made it to the play-in tournament. We made it in as a 10 seed, which means tonight we're going to be facing the 9 seed Portland Trail Blazers at the Moda Center in a game that we need to win in order to make it to the second playoff game and try to get an 8 seed. Here are your lineups for both squads: the Trailblazers, Lonzo Ball, Tyler Hero, Shaedon Sharpe, Torrey Craig, and Al Horford lineup. Their lineup. It is a very different roster from a year ago for Portland. A lot of big moves this year, which we'll touch on throughout the game. But if you're excited for this one and playoff play-in basketball, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. As we're here and we're underway, and the Clippers win the tip. And here is the 9-10 game of the play-in tournament. Now, before we get too deep in this episode, I do want to ask you guys real quick. We've been doing a lot of basketball here on the channel recently, and that's because the next episode in the Commanders series is the NFL draft, excuse me. I want to premiere that episode. Let me know in the comment section below. Would you rather that be Friday or Saturday? Let me know what works best for you. But back to the game now. Harden began with a 3-ball to give the Clippers the first basket of the evening. Meanwhile, for the Trailblazers, here's Torrey Craig, who gets inside and scores 2 points. Craig was a throw-in in a trade with the Chicago Bulls at the trade deadline, and he stepped up to the number 4 spot for Portland. As now next possession, down low for Leonard, double team coming, finds Harden, one more pass to George in the corner for 3, and that one's a little too strong. Rebounded here by Craig. Trailblazers, a very, I would say, overachieving season. They played a lot better than a lot of teams thought, especially after trading away superstar Damian Lillard to Miami. But here they are as Tyler Hero gets inside and draws a foul on James Harden. He was the key piece in that aforementioned Damian Lillard trade. He averaged 20.9 points per game this season, and he has really become the leader of the Portland Trailblazers in that 3-team deal that also included the Celtics. And he gets the free throw as well, and it's now a 4-3 Portland Trailblazers lead. Dribbling up the court is James Harden, the other big superstar that was involved in a trade this season when he came over from Philadelphia. Kind of has been the catalyst for this Clippers squad as Kawhi Leonard pulls up from the mid-range and goes around the rim. Plumlee, though, the nice offensive board and the putback. He's done a very good job at second chance points. He doesn't get the most rebounds per game for a center in Mason Plumlee, but when he does, he seems to get him on the offensive side of things and make the most of them. Here's Lonzo with the ball over to Hero, wide open for 3, and that's a little too strong. There's a rebound by Plumlee. Right when I say he doesn't get many rebounds, he gets one there. As now Westbrook dribble it right side, gets a screen, pulls it back at the 3-point line, just waiting for something to happen. There's 10 seconds left here on the shot clock. He's going to try to take Lonzo one-on-one. And now inside, no, he goes up with it, and he misses, rebounded by Craig. He had a cutting Leonard. I thought he was going to go that way. Instead, he does not. And now Torrey Craig on the other end will give it over to Lonzo. Handoff for Shaedon Sharpe. Now down the post, Al Horford, the veteran, spins on Plumlee, gets to the basket, doesn't get it to go, but he gets his own rebound and hits the second chance points. Al Horford with a 2-pointer, the former Boston Celtic, who was a part of that Damian Lillard trade. Sent him over to Portland, and he's been that veteran big for the Trailblazers. And speaking of bigs, there's Plumlee with the layup. Nice pass there by Kawhi Leonard to thread the needle. And that is a bucket for the Clippers as these two teams continue just to trade the lead here in the early going. It's now Hero again with it. Handoff for Lonzo. He gets a screen. Inside for Horford, and that one gets swatted. Plumlee with the rejection ends up into the arms of James Harden. Now on the other side of the court, he pulls it back. Going to try to reset. Dribbles it right side, gets a screen. Wide open now from 3, and a nice screen from Plumlee gives him a look, but he's unable to connect. Now the Trailblazers push it the other way. Here comes the screen now from Horford. Plumlee on Lonzo. That's a mismatch for Ball, but he misses the shot. Rebound by Plumlee, pushes it up the court now to Harden. And now James Harden will just keep it back. 7-6 here in the early going. As Westbrook left side, trying to drive to the basket, he gets fouled. And we'll go a little later here into the first quarter with the Trailblazers and Clippers currently tied at 13 apiece. As these two teams playing very neck and neck here in the early going. There's a lot of talk about who will win this game. Some people think Portland will. Some people think the Clippers will. I personally think Los Angeles is the stronger team, but we'll have to see what happens as the Trailblazers are keeping pace. Lonzo now right side. Screen here from Horford. Pick and roll as he gets inside and finishes at the basket. Nice veteran pick and roll there for Al Horford. Both teams shooting just a notch below 50% here in the early going. It's been a pretty good contested ball game between both squads. Good offense, good defense. Playoff basketball at its finest. As Leonard now with it, drives, pulls up from the mid-range, and that goes around the rim. Kawhi Leonard off to a little bit of a slow start here in Portland. As now the Trailblazers trying to take advantage off of the miss. Al Horford with the basketball at the top of the key. It's a dribble handoff for Lonzo, who cuts inside. He pulls up from the mid-range and is able to get it to go. Lonzo Ball was kind of a surprise trade at the deadline where Jeremy Grant was traded to the Chicago Bulls, and, well, the big piece that the Trailblazers got back was Lonzo Ball. So he is now the starting point guard here in Portland. Just had a couple of injuries in Chicago, looking for a fresh start here in Portland. And he's got his team in the play-in tournament as Westbrook from three is offline. Rebound there by Al Horford as the Trailblazers currently house a 4-point lead. Lonzo now with it, being guarded by Westbrook. Hands it off to Hero. And Tyler Hero driving on Paul George, taking him isolation, gives it up to Ball in the corner. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Mid-range, unsuccessful. Plumlee with another board here. He's got plenty of those here in the first quarter as Lonzo off to a slow start. Only 2 points on 1 for 4 shooting. And Shaedon Sharpe intercepts that ball, but steps out of bounds. So we'll stay down on this end here with the Clippers as some substitutions are made into this one. As here's Harden off the inbound pass in the corner, and he connects for 3. A catch and shoot for James Harden, his second tray ball of the contest. Cuts the lead now down to 1. Anthony Simons is checked in here for the Trailblazers. He drives inside on Westbrook, gets him to go one way, goes the other, and draws the foul. Simons has really become that leader of the second unit. He had 25 points in the last win against Sacramento, and he's kind of just embraced this role with a lot of the new names like Hero and Lonzo coming into the fold. It kind of has to force somebody to the bench, and unfortunately for Simons was him, but he's really kind of thrived in that role, so it's good for Portland's future as he's another bright young star on this Trailblazers team. 3.5 to go here in the first quarter. Leonard gets a screen, kicks it out for Highland. Thought about it. Instead, 5 seconds on the shot clock. Kenyon Martin with it. He gives it up to Covington, who has to put it up, and it's off the mark. Good defense by Portland there. There's now Narcier Little on the inside to Horford, but that one gets deflected. It somehow ends up in the hands of Portland. And now Sharpe in the corner, being guarded by Covington. Gets a screen, drives, step back, pull, and it's in and 1. And we'll go to the end of the first quarter where the Trailblazers have a 27-22 lead after 1 frame of play. We'll go now 5:45 here to go in the second. Now the Trailblazers have jumped out to a 9-point lead. So just continuing to slowly pull away from the Clippers. 40-31 is your score. Let's see if Los Angeles can get back in this one. Harden has it left side. Inside now for George. He gets his man to elevate. And a nice pump fake. Fools Sharpe. A crafty veteran move for Paul George as he gets an easy 2 points. Now the Trailblazers with the basketball. Lonzo at the top of the key. Over to Horford, excuse me. Now Lonzo on the give and go. Good defense by Westbrook. As he finds an open man, Hero, being guarded by Harden now with 5 seconds left here on the shot clock. Hero tries to create some space, fires up a 3, and it toilet bowls around, almost drops. Instead, it's a rebound for Harden, who goes quickly the other way. And he's going to let this thing form. Here comes Paul George with it. Isolated right side on Sharpe, drives inside, uses his strength to get to the basket. PG-13, very good at just using his size and using his strength to get to the cup. Paul George, pretty big for a shooting guard / small forward. He takes full advantage of it. There's now Hero on the other end. Somehow it doesn't get called for a double dribble. I thought he definitely picked it up. Nonetheless, 7 seconds to go on the shot clock. Hero again with it left side. As he's going to give it over to Ball with 1 second on the shot clock. And Lonzo hits the 3. Tough shot there by Ball, but he's able to get it to go. And that is a big 3 ball that gives the Trailblazers an 8-point lead once more, as it looks like right when Los Angeles is going to cut into this lead, they give up a shot like that. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Kawhi or George drives inside, and he connects. Another tough, strong layup for Paul George, who has 15 points on the night, 14 of those coming inside the paint. So doing his damage on those pick and rolls. We saw how well that worked in the regular season finale, where the Clippers just crushed Houston with that pick and roll offense. Speaking of pick and roll, there's an illegal screen from Al Horford on the pick and roll. It just shoved Westbrook out of the way, so that'll be a turnover, as it's now a 43-37 ball game. Some substitutions are made as Harden will dribble up the court. He's going to get a screen from Batum. He drives inside, kicks it out to Nicholas. And he hands it off for Leonard. Back to Batum. Screen now coming from Kawhi. As Batum drives, throws it up for Leonard, but he gets swatted. Good hands there by Craig to get a hand on that ball and deflect it. As now on the other side, Simons gives it up to Craig, over to Ball from the mid-range side, and that one totally bowls around. A couple of tough bounces for Portland as Lonzo Ball continues to only shoot 2 for 8 from the field. Trailblazers would love to get him going offensively. Here's Kawhi again on the low post, draws the double, finds a wide open Batum, and the French spin hits from downtown. A tray ball for the former Portland Trailblazer as he started his career here in Portland. 43-40 is your score. Anthony Simons with the ball, gets a screen, drives inside, and that one is off the mark. A 1-possession lead here is now 2:30 to go in the first half. Westbrook on the other end drives inside, dishes inside for Plumlee, who gets positioning, and he's able to score. Now just a 1-point lead for the Trailblazers, as it's now 43-42 with about 2:20 left to go. Portland trying to slow down this game a little bit, trying to regroup. Simons gets the screen from Craig. Westbrook still there with them. Craig comes back for a second try. Westbrook goes underneath the screen, so Simons will pull from 3, and that one also rattles around the rim and doesn't fall. So now the Clippers with another chance to potentially retake the lead here, as it's Harden with the basketball. He hands it off for Kawhi Leonard at the top of the half-court line. He drives inside, left now on Sharp. Here comes the double. Westbrook wide open for 3. He's a little left. Westbrook has not shot the ball, specifically a three-pointer, all that well this season, and struggles tonight. He has yet to hit a 3-ball in this game. So here's Simons now with it. Hand off the ball now to Horford. Going to try to bang down low again on Plumlee, and he gets called for a charge. And we'll go to the end of the half as the Trailblazers have a 47-46 lead going into the second half. Don't go anywhere. Who's going to move on in the play-in tournament and who's going to be eliminated? Well, to find out after this. We do know that whoever wins this game will face the Phoenix Suns. The Timberwolves win their matchup against Phoenix. They are officially the 7th seed, which means the winner of this will battle Phoenix for that last playoff spot in the Western Conference, and a dates with the 1 seed Memphis Grizzlies. Right now it's Portland with a 1-point lead as we go into the second half. They start off with the basketball as we are in a packed Moda Center. Fans have been loud all night cheering on their home team. As we begin the second half, Tyler Hero currently in takeover mode. He had a very good end to the second quarter. He leads all scorers in this game. Now with 5 seconds, he hands it off for Sharp. Over now to Lonzo, who takes a tough 3, and that one doesn't fall. In and out again for the Portland Trailblazers. Is now on the other end, George quickly driving. Pulls it back, gives it up to Harden. He gets a screen left side from Plumlee. Harden with a look, step backs for 3, and no, that one this time rattles around the rim for Los Angeles and doesn't fall. These rims not being very kind tonight to both squads. Lonzo over to Craig. Back to Ball. Here comes Hero, still in takeover mode. Drives inside and draws the foul on Paul George. That'll send Hero to the line for 2 free throws. A perfect 4 for 4, make it 5 for 5 from the stripe. He's now up to 17 and now up to 18 as he connects with both of his shots. Extends the lead now to 3. See what the Clippers now can do with it. Russell Westbrook currently dribbling it around on the 3-point line, just waiting for something to form out. He calls for a screen now from Leonard. Westbrook Alley-oops it for Kawhi, who finishes at the rack. Nice toss there by Westbrook. Good finish by the Claw. Got to start to get him more involved in the action. Kawhi Leonard kind of had a quiet first half of play. As Los Angeles trails by 1, I'd like to see him get a little bit more involved. Is now on the other end. Horford banging down low on Plumlee. A little too strong off the glass. Good defense there by Mason, who's had to play a little bit more thanks to the injury of Ivica Zubats. Is on the other end. James Harden connects to the mid-range, and the Los Angeles Clippers have retaken the lead for what is the 10th lead change of this contest. Been a very back and forth affair. See who has to close it out in the final 22 minutes of play. Horford at the free throw line for Craig. Bodies Leonard and gets it to go. A nice shot there by Torrey Craig. Uses his body, creates a little bit of space, and finishes with the left. Portland back down on front in what now is the 11th lead change. Let's see if we get a 12th one this possession as Harden pulls up. Long two connects. James Harden comes out of the half firing. And that is indeed the 12th lead change of the ball game. Now 52-51 in favor of the Clippers. 9.5 here to go in the third quarter. Hero with it. Step backs a little bit. Just trying to create some space. Takes Harden one-on-one. Fires. Rattles around the rim and no good. Rebounded by James. He pushes the pace. Tyler Hero only 5 for 13 shooting. He's taking a lot of shots to get those 18 points. Leonard now on the low post. Working on Craig. Spins off of him left side. That's a tough shot. Can't get it to go. Good defense there by Portland. On the other end, Lonzo driving inside. Draws a double. Now backs off as he throws it off the back of Harden. That's an intercepted pass. It was a good opportunity here for the Clippers off what was a fortunate turnover for them. George has it now being guarded by Lonzo, one of the bigger guards in the league. So George going to try to use his size on Lonzo. Doesn't work the same way as it has. Gets him to go airborne, spins off, and that's another tough shot. Back-to-back possessions for the Clippers ends in tough looks. It's a good defense by Portland. Lonzo will dribble this one back to the top of the key. Over now to Hero. Gives it up to Ball as Harden was starting to get him off his spot. Lonzo pulls from 3. That one is off the mark. Rebounded here by Westbrook. Still a 52-51 ball game as both offenses going a little cold here. Harden now with it. Still tightly guarded by Hero. Pulls a long 3, and that's not a good look. It was well contested there by Hero. And now Lonzo tries to push inside. Hands it over to Sharp. Being guarded by Westbrook. Down the low block. Here's Horford again. Drop steps inside. Finishes with the left. And now Horford's had himself a very good day in the low post. Former Boston Celtic. Now also part of that Damian Lillard trade. He's played very nicely tonight as George gets inside and finishes at the rim. Just a quick, explosive step for PG-13. He's now got 17 points on the night. 16 of those coming in the paint. The only point that he has not came from the free throw line. Hero has it now right side. Gets a screen from Craig. He drives a little bit in and gets a nice look. Good screen there by Torrey Craig to free up Tyler here. That absolutely knocked James Harden out of the way. Gives Portland now another lead in what has been the 10th lead change of the contest. Now it's George's turn. He gets some separation. He actually passes over to Harden. Fools the defense, and James Harden connects from downtown. What a pass there from Paul George. I thought he was going up with it. Instead, he finds Harden in the corner, who now has 17 points on the night, 7 including in this quarter. There's a miss from Lonzo, and now the Clippers, up by 2, have a chance to take a 2-possession lead. Westbrook pulls it back, gives it up now to George. Looking for a screen. It's being tightly guarded by Sharp. Now on the low block. Here's Leonard again. The Clippers like this play. The double comes. Westbrook, another straight open look for 3. Can't get it to go. Still over from downtown tonight is Russell Westbrook. He's now on the other end. Hero drives inside. Has Horford underneath the basket. Plumlee recovers but can't in time. And now Horford with another low block play. Is Al more of a 3-point center in this stage of his career. He's done a very good job down low as well. You know, on the other end, we're tied up at 57. Leonard trying to take his man isolation, and he goes up with the floater, and he's a little left. Rebound here by Lonzo as we're about halfway through the third quarter. Ball driving inside on Westbrook. Uses the Euro step, but it can't go in. Falls off the back of the iron as Russell Westbrook now with the rebound. He gives it up for George, being guarded by Sharp. Gonna try to isolate him. Drives left side, now backing him down, getting some positioning, and George underneath the basket gets fouled. We'll go to the end of the third quarter. Now the Trailblazers have a 1-point lead, 76-75. So this one's going to be tightly contested down the stretch, as we now have 6:55 left to play, and the Trailblazers have a 2-point lead. Neck and neck the whole way. 7 more minutes will decide this game, unless obviously we go into overtime. As on the other end, George with a wide open path to the basket. He slams it down with 2 hands. He leads the Clippers in scoring. He has been on fire tonight. Remember, George early on in December suffered a dislocated left patella. It was doubtful that he would actually return this season, and he has in style. He gets the rebound on this play. Now Westbrook, mid-range 2, no, unable to fall. It's not a good look for Los Angeles. You have the full shot clock. You got to use it. Tied up at 89. Horford now taking a 3-pointer, and that was missed. He's done most of his damage on the low block. That was actually his first 3-point attempt of the ball game. As meanwhile, on the other end, Westbrook in the corner for 3, and he hits. Westbrook finally hits from 3, and it comes at a clutch time with 6 minutes left to play. He gives the Clippers a 3-point lead. Westbrook not the best shooter, but it seems like he always seems to connect from when it's clutch time. On the other end, Horford, another look from 3. This time, no, off the mark again. 0 for 2 from downtown for the big man. That's now the Clippers with the momentum. Chance to extend their lead. George has it at about the logo. Waiting for something to happen. It's a screen from Batum, nothing really from it. As now Nicholas gets his man airborne on the pump fake. He drives inside, and he's going to get fouled in an and one. Nicholas Batum gets inside with an and one chance. He misses the shot, so at least he gets the 2 points, but it's now a 5-point Clippers lead. As you can see, all of Los Angeles is in takeover mode. This could be bad news for the Trailblazers as Hero gets pit-pocketed. Paul George with the swipe. He pushes it the other way, and he turns the ball right over. Tried to find Batum in the paint, but instead Al Horford with the interception. 5 minutes now left to go. Trailblazers down by 5. Trying to keep their season alive. Lonzo from 3, fading to his left. That's off the mark. Rebounded by Leonard. He quickly goes the other way. Nobody's back on the second level, and Kawhi gets by the defense right to the basket. Now a 7-point lead for Los Angeles. This game is starting to slip from the Portland Trailblazers. They'll call a timeout in response. And we'll go a little bit later into this ball game, and it's only gotten worse for the Trailblazers. Not as much time left in this one. Now only a minute to go, and it's a 5-point lead, and George is at the line for 2 free throws. He hits the first. The second free throw, up and in. So we're back to 7 points with 62 seconds left to play. The Clippers have gotten 56 points down in the paint. They have dominated on the low side. Under a minute left in this ball game, which means the Trailblazers got to make something happen. Hero gets a good look from 3, and he's off the mark. Craig, though, able to get the rebound, but he can't put it back. A big miss there by the Trailblazers. The Clippers catch a break from the Tyler Hero miss. And now only 38 seconds left to go in this game. They just got to drain some clock. Trailblazers are not fouling. They're allowing Leonard to play on the post. He spins off, misses the shot. Now 28 seconds left to go. The Trailblazers, they got to go quick. They're down by 7. Craig has it, gives it up for Hero. He throws up a 3, and that one's off the mark. It's rebounded by Harden. There's no shot clock. The Trailblazers will not foul. It seems like they're going to concede this game, and the Clippers will win by a final score of 107-100 as the clock will tick down. And that will do it. The Clippers move on to the second play-in game to get one step closer to making it to the playoffs. A tough game here. The Blazers battled. They led for 3 quarters. But Los Angeles was just too much down the stretch, and they pick up a win overall, you can't hang your hat if you're the Trailblazers. It was a season they overperformed, but you hate to get this close and just kind of lose. But nonetheless, they have a young team. They have a lot of promise going for them. Meanwhile, for us, we continue to play hot. Now have won 14 of our past 15 games. George with 39 points. This is a team that if we win the next one and get to the playoffs, we could really give the 1 seed Grizzlies a run for the money. So we know we'll be facing the Timberwolves. They beat the Suns by 53 from Anthony Edwards. Actually, the Timberwolves moved to the 7th seed. We'll be facing the Phoenix Suns. Meanwhile, on the eastern side of things, in the 7-8 game, it's the Knicks who blow out the Pistons. That means New York is officially the 7th seed in the East. The Pistons will drop to the second playing game, where they will face the Milwaukee Bucks. They get it done on the road against the Orlando Magic. The Magic are coming home, and the Bucks, who without Giannis Antetokounmpo, make it to the second playing game. So in the East, it's Pistons-Bucks. For us, it is Clippers at the Suns, and it's real simple. We got to win one more to make it to the playoffs. If we lose this game, our season is over. Here's a look at the Suns roster. There's going to be no Devin Booker for Phoenix. He's out for the season with a spinal injury. Hope he gets better. And that'll be in the next episode. We will face the Phoenix Suns. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of this ride. It's been a fun end to the season, but we still got work to do. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and you subscribe down below, especially if you want more basketball content. This is Mr. Rob, and I'll see you in the next one.